Okay, so I'm talking about consumerism in children. I want to start off by saying this is Omar. He is an owl. I bought him yesterday at Five Below, and I was thinking to myself, I have no idea how I'm going to connect this with my presentation, but then I really thought about it. This is for your iPhone, and this is for ages 3 and up. So what marketers are trying to do is they're trying to tell me right now, this is okay for a child who's like 5 or 6 if you have a phone, because it not only holds your phone, but it cleans it. No big deal. Yeah, so it was kind of like annoying to me in a way. It's hypocritical, I guess, because I would want this as a child as well. But we're allowing our kids at such a young age to have Apple products, such as like an iPhone, an iPad, things of that sort. And it's like, why do you need that at that age? Like 10 years old, I was outside playing all the time. I'm pretty sure all of you guys were too. I don't think anyone had a phone at that age. So it's just like, it kind of bothers me in a way. And I want to like teach you guys that, well, not teach, but help you guys understand that child consumerism is a problem, especially in the United States, because corporations do not care for the child, but what they can get out of the child. So my main points are the statistics within child consumerism, the loss of imagination that a child can have when not being able to be in touch with the outdoors, and the pressures of consuming. So 100% of this class has some form of electronic to watch TV shows or look at ads, and this is allowing us to see that things like that are able to buy, and you can see it on TV, which means if we're seeing it, kids are seeing it. And 75% of the class, when I made the survey, had bought something online that they did not necessarily need. So I found out that teens in America, they spend over $160 billion a year on things they do not need because advertisers are telling them that they do need it. And then children to the age of 11 are also spending $18 billion just to get what they want as well. And overall, parents are providing 30% of that for the children, which is $130 to $670 billion a year spent on toys and Apple products and electronics. It's kind of crazy. It's a lot of money. So, personal experience, I have a lot of cousins. They're all really young, and not one of them goes outside. I've tried very hard to make all of them go out, but they're too invested in what's going on online. And I see that as a big problem because we are allowing social media to control what children are doing, how they act, and it's unfortunate because what social media is doing now is they're making it so the tween age is like 12 and under, but they're saying it's okay to be mature. So what's happening is we're having like 5-year-olds thinking it's okay to act 10 because that's what we're doing now. And big corporations like MTV are targeted towards children who are like 12 because these kids aren't aware of what's going on. Their brains aren't developed, so they believe that everything on TV is good. That's a problem. We're basically allowing children to act more mature than they should, and I think that's sad because there's so much imagination that's being lost because of that, in a sense, if that makes sense. And we're basically, we're just growing up faster, and it's sad. And it also is presented in food as well, like Kraft mac and cheese. There was a statistic that I saw that little kids want Kraft mac and cheese over normal mac and cheese because of the label on it. If there's like a SpongeBob, it's apparently better. And kids will want that, so Kraft is saying, hey, if we put SpongeBob on this, we can sell this better. It doesn't matter what it tastes like, what it's beneficial for, or anything. So it's just things like that that kind of hurt consumerism with children. Like corporations are taking advantage of that. And so yeah, that's basically that. And I have a video of a little girl talking about how we should be outdoors more often.
Okay, we all know the dangers of too much screen time for children. Myopia, restlessness, aggression, and asking for the device all the time affect their development. But fear not, here are 4 simple tips to counter the screen time problem. Check them out. Play apart. Make new friends and have fun. Let them experience the world beyond the screen. Co-occupy. While the internet is a great place to learn new things, so are books. Read with them to develop strong bonds and positive relationships. It also helps with their learning. Manage your screen time during mealtimes, even if your child is asking for the device. Make their mealtimes interesting. Feed them in a fun way. Talk about the day's happening and what interests your child. Be a role model. If you keep your screen all the time, what do you expect your child to do? Use your own screen time and set an example to your child.
So, things we can do to relieve the pressure of consuming is we can tell our kids that it's okay to go outside. Don't be afraid to use your imagination. And I'm assuming in the next 10 years, at least half of us will have kids. So do you really want your child on a phone not doing anything or not using their imagination? And do you want them acting older than they should be? Just think about that when you have kids. And I think we should say no to child marketing, because a lot of countries do. Besides the United States, we rely heavy on what children have to think. We allow children to make decisions for us all the time. And I think that it's a parent's job to do that. So that is my presentation on child consumerism.